Hello. So let's talk about Bridget in the old game compared to Strive, right? And there's no better example of this, that's excluding the 244 peak quality. The 360, we're at 360, it could have been worse. Yeah, that's Zappa. Probably the best Bridget. It's a kind of a tie, but most people would say is Rue. But the second not Zappa, Bridget that was very notable was actually Mochi. If you know Mochi's Soul, that is the same Mochi. Let's talk about how Bridget used to be. So Bridget was actually a varying character by by Guilty Gear standard. It's because Bridget had some of the strongest offense, but it did not loop. Most people associate strong offense in Guilty Gear with like looping set play. Bridget did not have looping set play. Instead, for example, she had unblockables, but if you did an unblockable, that was it. There were some situations for other characters who could loop it in other ways. Similarly, she had some pretty cursed things that we'll go over. Most of her frame data isn't actually that different. Outside of like, obviously they made some moves faster and longer. The biggest move difference is probably 3P. 3P is actually her new 6-8. If you play a character that was really weak against active frames, like a good example is like Slayer or Anji, the ass stopped them. To put it bluntly. She also had an old like 6K. She had a 6S, which was not common. 6Ss were not super common in old Guilty Gear. But the pinnacle of her gameplay was this. So old yo-yo placement was actually through setting it and negative edging. You could essentially play around it however you wanted depending on how you set it. As you can see, there's a whole ass diagram for how you can do it. And this is extremely important for a variety of reasons. But just like in this game, she has just rolling movement. She can do it, I think, up to 3 times for a jump. So she technically had 4 jumps, and it was all dependent on how the yo-yo was set up. So like she could extend combos much more than like the average character. But of course, then if she did air combos, then it didn't really matter. So 4H and 7H are basically the most common ones used. 4H especially, which was used for Oki, because they would essentially roll the yo-yo back to you. She also had a knockdown, a delay wake up, which I know it's really out of nowhere. And then this is how her old yo-yo works. So she would tap H. She did not have any H buttons. It's just like Happy Chaos. I know that's a weird statement to say nowadays. Hold H and it would stall the yo-yo or make it like about to come back. You could also tap H after you let go of the yo-yo to hold it in mid-movement, which was also useful for other reasons. And similarly, she had Kickstart My Heart, Break, and Shoot. She also had probably the best DP in the game, or at least the best air DP. The thing that made this really good is it actually had an FRC point, which is the important part here, which means she could essentially she could just make her DP safe for 25 meter, which yeah. Similarly, she had a very good DP for like TK DP. It could actually be unpunishable or like barely unpunishable. Oh yeah, it's -5 if TK. So that should tell you a lot. And then this is the good shit, Roger Rush, which is like essentially a set play tool. Could have used a neutral. It was very annoying, but I thought it was very cool. This is Jagged Roger. This is more of a neutral control tool. Also similarly, it's Roger Hug, which essentially locked them. This would make the yo-yo track them. Whenever you did a yo-yo or like a Roger move, like Roger Rush or Jagged Roger, it would spawn immediately on them rather than on the yo-yo, which is how these work. And then this is the unblockable. So Roger Get was essentially like a body slam. Like he would dive down if he was in the air and then slide depending on how high up he was. As you can see, there's a bunch of different properties for the altitude. So if you did 6K right when the second hit was about to connect, then you would unblockable them. And then of course, rolling movement, which is still pretty much in the game, but it's mostly worse considering how fast this was. This was basically frame 0. This would come out before, so you could just jump, you could roll, jump, over and over again. Now it's more like an offensive tool, whereas before, this was a fucking stall tool, and you're about to see right now. So Bridget's win condition is not the same as every other character. Bridget's win condition is she times you out, and that may sound kind of like cursed. That is not a joke. In fact, one of Bridget's best ways of winning is basically stalling out games. You're going to see it a lot watching Rue. As you can see, that was the unblockable, but it's not that great, right? So now, Rue has the health lead. There's 60 seconds left. Bridget is not going to go in. Rue is not going to go in at all. Rue is going to just run away and hold her health lead. Just watch. So you can see the Rue keeps doing roll into FD, which gives him an extra jump. Also, this is Zappa, who high-lows you from full screen. So you can see there's 20 seconds left. Rue is still running away. Chernari bursted, which was a big mistake. So now... The Bridget tech was you stall at the top of the screen, you throw yo-yo, double jump, and you roll at the top of the screen, and nobody can catch you up there. That is Bridget's win condition. That is Bridget's win condition. I see like people be like, this is so toxic. This is actually the character's game plan. I'm not joking. This is actually what she used to have to do. Bridget in this game especially was not that great. I don't think there was actually a version where Bridget was top tier. I think like the highest she's ever been was mid tier. When Rue starts going in, it starts to get a little worse. Okay, that's the old super as well. Let's go over that. So this is basically the old, this is the bike one, but this one's infinitely better. So this would track, and even if you got hit, it would still come out, and basically it chases you. And it's like a set play tool and like a neutral control tool at the same time. So you can see a lot of her pressure is built around essentially using yo-yo to cancel roll and do other things like that. But like, again, once she has a health lead, you just stall and run away. I feel like there's no better example of how like godlike Old Bridget was than watching Rue. Oh, this is Mochi. You'll see the difference, but like basically the whole time I bet you. So another timeout. Almost a timeout, 20 seconds. That one, no timeouts that way. Mochi is a lot more aggressive. So, Old Bridget was basically built around like stray hits, getting the lead, and fucking timer spamming them. That is the most reliable way of winning with Old Bridget. So, you can see why a lot of characters, or a lot of people really hated Bridget. Rue used to make combo videos. I wonder if he has one for... He does have one for Plus R. I probably can't play the song. Let's see. I definitely cannot play that song. So, with the lore too, you can see like a lot of the cursed set play shit still comes out here, but it's so uncommon because Bridget can just win through like... Bridget can just win through like this shit. But actually, I know the best one to show off. Where is this one? Oh my god, look at the quality on this shit. This is AC, not Plus R. This video is actually 10 years old. Oh my god, you can barely even tell it's happening on the health bars. It's like an Airstream, damn. But yeah, like Bridget has a lot of cool stuff. It's just like there's not as much point to use it because you can just like get health. You can get the health advantage, or it's omega situational. Basically, you could just like hit them a few times, run away, go to the top of the screen, run away, and that was basically a lot of Bridget.